This is the EliteWin 2-in-1 notebook from Venturer. At £249.99, this is comparable to a Chromebook. However, it has some fairly attractive additions to its specification list that make it stand out. The EliteWin is an interesting design, not entirely focused on beauty. Venturer seem to have combined both an attractive gunmetal colouring with an almost utilitarian look. Exposed screws, clunky visible hinges, and an unrefined input and output panel on the side. The EliteWin's looks feel like a piece of hardware from the late 80s, and whilst you can't describe this as ugly, it certainly has a particular level of charm to it. All the ports are easy to get at, and even the volume button is located on the back side of the tablet. These kind of 2-in-1 notebooks usually have some kind of revolutionary method of hinge placement and tablet mounting. The EliteWin is very straightforward, featuring a magnet and some mounting pieces. However, there is still a noticeable wobble. The odd aspect ratio of the 1366 by 768 IPS display means that the keyboard is longer, wider, and more generous than most of the alternatives. The trackpad lacks any clickable buttons. Whilst it's still a small surface area, it's pleasant to use. Using the EliteWin in tablet form allows for a great reading pane. This aspect ratio lends very easy to document reading. The bright and responsive touchscreen is a welcome addition, and Windows 10 actually works better than some of the other Windows 10 touchscreen devices we've looked at recently. However, placing the speaker on the back of the tablet is an odd and disappointing choice. Browsing the internet and the many things available on the EliteWin is a breeze. Even Internet Explorer runs smoothly and without incident. As a productivity tool, things are light and fast on here. Skipping between applications is quick, as the Intel Atom quad-core processor inside, which runs at 1.8 GHz, or possibly 1.3 GHz depending on which variant you have, trundles along quite nicely, supported by 2 GB of RAM. There is enough power on board the machine to play back this 720p video, and indeed a 1080p video, in which we can skip back and forward in the timeline quite easily. And whilst there might only be 32 GB of onboard storage, Venturer have gone the extra mile of including a 64 GB micro SD card in the box. There are a few drawbacks to the notebook. There is no 5 GHz Wi-Fi spectrum, 2.4 is only supported. USB is limited to 2.0. The speaker is pretty woeful, and given its point of direction is away from you, it sounds even worse. You will have to rely on headphones. There is a persistent wobble every time you touch the top quarter of the screen, and the battery doesn't last a heck of a long time. Using it on a daily basis has managed to get me between 4 and 5 hours of continual use. And of course we have to have a look at gaming. It doesn't game too well. Here we are with Doom 2, and it's not exactly smooth. It is playable, but not for long periods of time. The EliteWin isn't particularly bad value for money. For £250 you probably could get a slightly better Chromebook, but you will probably have a difficult time trying to find a better laptop, especially when you consider that this does have a detachable screen. Windows 10 runs quite well on it. It has a few nice features. Admittedly, the plastic buttons on the keyboard do feel a little cheap. However, everything just seems to work, and I have had a look at some 2-in-1s before where the connection between the peripheral keyboard and the screen have not worked on every connection, and we've even lost touchscreen ability on Windows 10. Venturer seem to have got this spot on, and it has never let me down. For internet surfing, media playback via headphone, and light computing on the go, the Venturer EliteWin S11 is pretty successful at what it sets out to do. When pushed, it doesn't work quite so well. However, for all its quirky looks and cheap pricing, I like the Venturer EliteWin and would recommend it to anyone looking for something for a student, for a child to play with, or a throwback to when computers and machines weren't fashion accessories. It's fairly robust, fairly cheap, and does what it sets out to do. So thanks for watching, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in our next video. Take care now.